all right?
Yeah.
I was going to move a little bit
Yeah.
outside as well now.
You all
Look at
right?
that.
Yeah.
No, I'll be all right. Okay.
You sure?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
Okay, so we've been coming down here, I guess, since the start of the new year.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We came down just before Christmas, I think, didn't we? A couple of times, just sort of like check it out.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, we've been hibernating, but trying to emerge into the year. And then we've been doing a few bits and bobs. Had a good day today, made quite a bit of progress. But we decided that we're gonna do a bit of an open day, a bit of a launch day.
Yeah.
In about a month. So on April the 4th, 2026. Where I guess I'll just say a little bit about like what I was thinking about that aims of that.
Yeah.
And for you to feel free to sort of like shape that and say, oh, but also it should be for this or whatever.
Yeah.
And then maybe we plan a bit of it. So I guess it almost feels a bit like, it's like we've arrived in this community and we've taken on this big plot, and it feels like it would be rude to sort of like not introduce ourselves in a way. So it's almost a way of saying, hey, you know, we're here. So we want to introduce ourselves, tell you who we are, and tell you what we're doing here, what our aims are, like with the work here. Also, it's an opportunity to involve people, to enlist people, their support and their engagement in the community and their help with the project. Also with humility, like, we're here doing this thing and we'd benefit from the wisdom that already exists here. Yeah, so it's kind of like trying to have that sort of outlook and approach of like, we're here to meet people, to say hi, to share the vision, but for the day to feel inspiring and empowering and interesting. So I'll stop after this. I'll just say, like, you know, a part of me is like, right, we said 12 till 4. Within awareness gates there, people will arrive throughout the day. The only things in my mind really that I feel would be really important to do is take opportunities to, obviously you don't want it to be boring just talking, like, not that that's boring, but you know, people are here at the plot. It's like, you know, we can be showing people around, people can be just be exploring and having a look around in their own time. But we could, if we wanted to do mini tours, we could, and that could be super quick. Like, you know, we could be sharing the plans for the outdoor beds, plans for the polyhub and the indoor beds, the fruit cage, you know, anything else that we want to share, as well as like the principles and the values, the climate resilience stuff, the vegan biodynamics, and the other kind of core ethos and values. And the last bit for me is to say that in the same way that we make these little videos, or somebody, I will ask you like, oh, could you just tell me about that, because I don't know about it. I asked Steve earlier, who was doing the pruning, I was like, can you just teach me about that, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And it's not the kind of thing that anybody might think, oh, that's a workshop. But it's like, yeah, but maybe it's cool to not do like a half-hour thing. Maybe it's okay to say, oh yeah, we're, you know, at 2 o'clock we're going to be talking about composting.
Yes. And
it's just a super quick 5-minute, 10-minute overview of the basics of composting.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So it's a 5-minute, 10-minute thing peppered throughout the day.
Yeah.
So there's some initial thoughts, there's some initial ideas, but it's totally open at the moment.
Yeah.
We've said food and drink, got no idea how we're going to do that.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you spoke about kids' activities.
Yeah.
So let me listen to you for a bit.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realise we were doing food and drink. That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, let's make something. Yeah. Maybe we can do some cool, like fermented sodas or something like that. If you wanted to do something like that, that's kind of your speciality. Yeah. Yeah, I really like the idea of it just being fairly informal and just people kind of just sharing their knowledge and what they understand about different things. Like, I love Steve's like little, he has like, sometimes he'll just talk for 1 or 2 minutes and he'll just like give some really interesting information. He just gives like little really informative tidbits all the time. So just having Steve just going around just talking to people, because he's got so much experience. And yeah, he's just such a fantastic gardener and has such a great, just great insight into nature, basically. And I think we've all got different interests. I think everybody just kind of coming together and kind of have a bit of a like a collaborative sharing day, just very relaxed, getting people to kind of know the space, kind of just like fairly loosely planned sort of 5-10 minute chats about stuff that aren't like too rigid. yeah, but yeah, that's planned some tasty grub for people to have. Plus it will just look really nice by April, like we really like coming into its own. We've already got like a bunch of seedlings come in, we've got buds on the trees now, so everything will feel a bit more established in a month's time. So yeah, like we can show people of the different fruits. Like we've got loads of different fruit trees and different shrubs and berries. We can talk about our plans for wildlife gardening as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's exciting, isn't it? I like the food idea of, well, I mean, whatever that will be.
Yeah.
But the idea that we are able to come up with something,
Yeah.
you know, which will be nice and
Yeah.
just nourishing, just to serve people in that way, to care for people in that way.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of sort of, you know, touching upon the things that we might like to do to excite people about the space, and maybe touch upon the relevance again, you know. And again, either that could be as a part of a bit of vision sharing, or it could be, you know, peppered throughout the day. So it's like, oh, it's 1:15. Just to let everybody know, one of the ideas that we've got for the space is we want to try and increase like biodiversity and like wildlife habitats and stuff like that. So we want to learn how to, you know, work with this space so we can increase the amount of wildlife and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that we're hoping to do. So, but rather than just sharing it as a plan, at that stage you could ask any ideas. What kind of, has anybody ever done anything like that before?
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Yeah.
Like, and maybe it could even turn into a thing where it's like, would anybody like to, what we're hoping to do over the seasons ahead is put together a program here where on different key days of the week, or it could be every Saturday or every Wednesday or once a month or whatever, we have a timetable of teaching, learning together as a community. So your idea there about the wildlife habitat, the way that you did it, that sounds so exciting. If anybody's interested in showing the community how to do that, we could program it into we could, you know, so what we're trying to do is not just say, hey, we're going to be putting this program together so we show you. It's about saying, hey, we're Thrivemind Village, this is our new plot, pleased to meet you. We got some thoughts and ideas.
Yeah.
You've got thoughts and ideas.
Yeah.
Like, shall we co-create a timetable, a program together? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's an opportunity for a bit of co-creation, maybe a bit of co-design.
Yeah.
In a way that feels informal, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, how did you do it? Oh, it sounds great. You have to come down and show us one day.
Yes.
But then maybe it could lead into a program that could emerge.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I'm sure that there's different, you know, again, interests, specialisms. I wouldn't underestimate the reality of the amount of expertise that would exist in a group.
Somewhere like this, just in this allotment alone, this allotment site alone, let alone kind of the rest of Derby and other people would be interested in visiting. Just this allotment site, there'll be so many people with so many different experiences and knowledge. That would be really lovely, both to learn from them, but also host like a collaborative party between them as well. So basically allowing everybody here to have a bit of a social and get to know each other. It's I think there's, and I just really like the idea of it not being kind of us being like, okay, we're going to hold a talk, now you listen and I'll give the information, but like more of an open conversation.
That sounds nice, doesn't it? I guess I'm interested in what your thoughts are about like kids activities, or just generally, how do you, as a young mum, how do you, like what's your wisdom about how we make those days like supported towards parents and families and kids and their mums and dads and that, you know? Like, you got any insights?
I think there's just really simple things that we can do, like around the space, where we can kind of give kids a bit of interest, especially if the parents are kind of more interested in the more kind of adult talk. So things like having like a bit of a I was thinking like fairy door hunt, or you know, getting them to make like nature crowns. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. Like, it can be really nice and really sweet. I've got some resources that are for like very simple, like 2-minute like kids meditation, kind of kids nature meditation, or even like sensory activities where like you'll encourage children to go and find how many flowers they'd, how many flowering plants in flower they can find, or like discovering sensory qualities of different plants, leaves, branches. So there's tons of little activities that we can do that I'd really like to kind of bring as part of the day, even if it ends up being very informal.
Yeah, man, that sounds amazing. I love that. I'm curious about because it feels like it's allowed to be a number of things all at the same time. So it can be, whoever it is that's turning up, there can be something for them to feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
So for some people, even some people might not feel that comfortable socialising, but they just want to come down because they care about growing or something. So I was wondering if there's a way of thinking about, almost like as a way of like ritualising the chapter, the beginning of the chapter, where it's like, this is where then we've been working behind the scenes, if you like, even though we've been working with other volunteers. We are the Thrivemind Village volunteers that have been coming down here, doing some bits and bobs, bare basics, almost like in preparation to open it up to the community.
Yeah.
So at that stage, the open day, is there something about marking that almost like a rites, like ritualistically of like, right, there's jobs to be done.
Yes.
But not like, right, now we've roped you all in. Take this, mate. Oh, that spade.
Yes.
There's a bit of food in a bit, but I need you to move that.
Yeah, but actually we're here to get you to do some labour, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, free events.
Exactly. And we'll give you like a bit of soup in a bit.
Yeah. I bet there will be, if we do have a list of jobs, there will be people who will want to get stuff done.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
And I was thinking the kind of jobs that feel, what is it? Well, I guess that's the question. Like, what would be the kind of jobs? You know what I mean? And I guess my thinking is something that just feels like, again, it's almost like ritualistic. It's like everybody's hands are getting dirty in a particular. When we did the garlic, and I was like, I don't know, just sort of like, what would. Oh, it's like with the boiled beans. I was like, I want it'd be cool if everybody could put a boiled bean down, which is the first little sewing session.
Yeah.
And it's maybe there's something to be said about, I don't know, just simple tasks. It could be covering some of the beds of compost or whatever, and different people, a shovel each, you know what I mean? Or just, it's not even about that, is it? It's not about trying to facilitate it in such a rigid way. It's simply saying, if at any point in the day anybody wants to help out, we've got a few real basic bits and bobs that we can tell you about that would be cool to do. And it could be wood chipping the paths, it could be doing a bit of composting or something, it could be moving some stuff, it could be maybe even sign making, I don't know, like just thinking about something creative, like maybe thinking about signs for the beds. Maybe there's a way that we could be thinking about nice decorative, not over the top, but rustic DIY. I don't know. I don't know. And like Liz might be interested in some of the creative stuff we're talking about.
Yes, I was just thinking that, having people, like if we brought some, I don't know if she was thinking of like weaving in fabric into where we could bring strips of different coloured fabric and people can weave it in, and that could be like a part of how people kind of leave a bit of a mark, almost like a kind of, maybe even like a wishing wall or something, where people can weave something in.
I like this. I was wondering actually. Oh, go on. Tell me, what did they do with a wishing wall?
I don't know. Maybe give a wish for the year or something. Just literally just something that came to my head. Like if they were to weave something into because we've got all this kind of chicken.
Oh wow, that's so cool, man.
Around the fruit cage.
Yeah, that could be really nice. Intention setting, like collective, right?
Yeah.
And I was wondering. I mean, I know it doesn't sound specifically creative because it's like a template, but like a bit like back in the day when as a kid doing paint by numbers and stuff, like or like crocheting, I guess. Say that you had the Thrivemind Village logo or something like that, or something that we thought we wanted on the fruit cage. It could be in cardboard or something like that, and it could be attached to the fruit cage, because what that does is obviously just provide very clear colour guidance. And that's behind it. But then people weave the colour so that you remove the cardboard, obviously, and then you've got the weaving of the the logo or,
Yes.
or something else, you know. So
That's
it's kind of like,
awesome.
by the end of the day, you've then got that there, which
Yeah.
is like marked
Yeah.
a new beginning. Do you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But it was
Yeah.
collectively
Yeah.
created.
Yeah, even if it was like the Thrivemind sun, even without the letters or something, but the actual like picture of the sun on the back
Yeah.
or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Or yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I like that. I think this thing about different types of things. So from a permaculture perspective, then I want to talk about social permaculture in a way, in the sense of we're a volunteer-led project with little capacity. Got 4 weeks to prepare for this. It's awesome. We've got loads of ideas,
Yeah.
and I'm really excited about some of the
Yeah.
ideas.
Yeah.
And I think that there's some wisdom in like identifying the ones that we feel are most sort of like, you know, like likely, like like easy to do, just to put it simply.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that we feel that we would be able to do it
Mhm.
without it feeling like too stressful or getting burnt out in the process of actually just trying to lead up to that.
Yeah.
And I guess the reason why that's permaculture is it's like in the same way that we would do that with designing a growing space, trying to be resourceful with you know, materials or water usage or whatever it is, as a part of the ecosystem ourselves as the stewards, the living organisms that we are.
Yeah.
We want it to be regenerative for ourselves and everybody else. So
Yeah.
there's always that learning about like, yeah, that's all great, and it's awesome that we just think big and we be creative and divergent in that true sense of like divergent thinking before, what's the other bit, where you then bring it back in.
Sure,
I forgot the
yeah.
word for it, but like convergent. I
Sure,
think.
yeah.
So it's like, okay, then cool, we've got all of the creative ideas. Now what would be like most feasible and achievable? Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
So we don't need to know that now.
No. Yes.
But I
we've
think it's cool that
been
we got ideas.
running with some ideas, and maybe we could set a date over the next few days where we kind of like summarise some of the things that we've talked about. We could either do a poll for our TMV volunteers, see if any of them want to take up a particular project for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
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 Nice.
Food, drink, art projects, kids, like informal chats.
Yeah.
Feels like 5 main things that we've talked about.
Maybe one of the little ritual jobs, which is, you know, super blatantly metaphorical and symbolic and representative of the essence of the project,
Yeah.
is seed sowing.
Yeah.
So if we were to identify from April the 4th what would be good and easy for us to facilitate in terms of people being able to, however that is, whether it's like, oh, at any time throughout the day, feel free, that
Yeah.
kind of vibe,
Yeah.
or instead like more like welcome, like
Yes.
sow your seed and then
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's more
This
like
is-
a rites of passage
Oh,
into
I
the
kind of love that too.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I do actually. I'm
Yeah.
like, here you go, you come in, you sow the seed.
and then
Yeah, it kind of,
get your priorities straight.
this sounds quite dark, but it kind of reminds me of, you know, when they put flowers on a grave and they do it in a line?
Yeah,
And then they always
yeah.
put a flower in and then they like go, yeah, kind
Yeah,
of
but
like that,
no,
but
it's-
at the front.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's ritual, isn't it? That's like,
Yeah.
it's like shining a
was thinking it was
spotlight
funny, but
on
actually-
something important. It's
Yes.
like, this is the thing we're gonna do it with intention. You know what I mean? It's about that kind of like, it's very intentional.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, as a byproduct of, oh, maybe not sort of thing. It's like,
Yeah.
let's get aligned
Yes.
with what the ultimate purpose of this all is about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And then do whatever the fuck you like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But let's just get
I
our
think you might have to
priorities
beat
straight.
that bit out if this goes on YouTube.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. We'll be alright.
Oh dear. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Do some ritualisation of things. Yeah.
And yeah, I think that last bit for me, I think, is about sort of kind of inviting this community specifically, like most specifically, sort of
Yeah.
thing. Like you're trying to work out a way to, because I mean, yeah, the space isn't the most accommodating, is it? Like it's like Oh, that's really great. I'm so glad that we'll record that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I did contact Jules, who's on the committee, and then earlier I had a chat with David,
Okay.
and they were saying that. So the conversations with Jules were like, she was saying, would you like to be using the community rooms on the day?
Right.
And I was
yes.
like, oh, well, I'm not really sure about that, because at the end of the day, we're trying to show people here
Yeah.
and like enlist their engagement into what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So I don't want to lose everybody to the community rooms.
Yeah.
But then I was speaking to David earlier as well, and Jules made a few points, and it's like, oh, but actually, maybe it's quite nice to have the option.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's open anyway.
Yeah.
But say that it rained heavily,
Yes.
even,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It means that you've got toilets there, you've got access to hot drinks, as well as anything that we do here.
Yeah.
And in honesty, also, while I was talking to David about, if we decided we wanted to, there's no reason why you can't even set up basic, like, you know, like sheets of paper with coloured pens and stuff, and sort of invite like mini consultations. So
Yeah.
like, and David was saying, like, you know, about needs, like what about accessibility needs, like what are the community telling us
Yeah.
that they want from the project,
Mhm.
not just what they want from it, but what they need from it.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that would necessarily be the most exciting thing to do, but actually it's just an additional, easy to set up thing where you can say to people, you know, oh, we're doing this now, we're in there, we're doing a tour, we're in the food cage, but if at any point anybody wants to go take a sit down,
Yeah.
because it's like somewhere comfortable, you can take a seat,
Yeah.
feel free to. And also, maybe it's about saying to people that aren't from the allotment,
Yeah.
welcome to Little Chester allotments.
Yes.
You know, this is a beautiful, you know, we're honoured to be guests here,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
based here, stewards here, like, but it's a beautiful allotment, and actually feel free to take a look around, and feel free to stop off at the community rooms where you can have a sit down and you can have a drink,
Mhm.
and share your opinions and ideas about our
Yes.
project.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we could. I do like the idea of having just a piece of paper and a bunch of pens, and people can kind of give their ideas quite informally. You know, a bunch of rainbow-coloured pens. You know, even like one of those big mind maps. You know, the ones that you do at school. And then people can just kind of write it down in their own space, because it would be very awkward to do it down here,
Yeah.
especially if there's any kind of wind or something. Like, it just wouldn't really work. So yeah.
I
That's
guess
good.
maybe, is there anything to be said about like how that might accommodate children and parents a little,
Yeah.
if necessary? Like, so you'd imagine that this is great, it's outdoors, it's play, it's
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But if at any point anyone's like, not even just parents and adults, but like mobility issues, somebody who's like, I just need to sit down for a bit. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's quite nice to be able to have that option,
Mhm.
and maybe it's quite nice that on their way out, on the way home,
Yeah.
people walk past here again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, we've lost them.
Yeah.
Oh, bye. Thank you
Yeah.
for popping by. It's like, oh, hello again.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, as they leave.
As they
Do you know what I'm
leave.
saying?
Yes. Yeah.
So maybe it's a real blessing that we're kind of situated here. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Do you feel like we've got some ideas? And
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've got a lot more of an idea of what this open day is going to be like.
yeah?
Yeah, it's a bit more concrete than just like, people are going to come, it's going to be wonderful.
Do you feel happy with it?
Yes. Yeah. Do you feel happy with it?
I feel very happy with
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I think I also feel happy with a plan that lends itself to sort of adapting to whatever energy is available on the day.
Yes.
So again, this idea of there's options here.
Yeah.
Things can be done, like we're talking about with the beds, like whether it's the full plan with the tomatoes and the cucumbers and the chilies,
Yeah.
or it's the low maintenance plan with just the chard and the kale and the dirt.
Yeah.
Like, it is all great and it'll all work,
Yeah.
but it's about understanding that if for whatever reason it just ends up being like 1 or 2 or 3 people, there's still a lovely time to be had,
Yeah.
and everything might be a bit more minimal and stripped back, but that's great because that's what happened that day. The
Yeah.
people that are there meant to be there, you know, the people that are there are the people that matter in that moment,
Yes.
and whatever it is that people feel motivated to do
Yeah.
is what should be done.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So, but if there's loads of people and there's loads of us volunteers, then yeah, maybe we'll end up with like all sorts of incredible things coming out.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Just people absolutely everywhere, and yeah, that would be great also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound.
Yeah.
Should we wrap it up?
Yeah. Sure.
Okie
Yeah.
dokie.
Great. Awesome.